Making a video game review is a lot like writing an actual essay. It's most easily done if you break it up into structured segments or arguments, so the viewer can just skip to the part they know they already disagree with. As a newer YouTuber, I've noticed that a lot of other creators speak in this perfectly plotted out cadence to ensure that what they're saying evenly matches the pacing of the video. And sometimes they speak in this extra soft voice. I imagine this is intentional, so instead of getting angry, your viewers will just fall asleep. That's actually pretty clever. So I decided to make my own video game review, but I didn't want to do something that had been done a million times before, so I made sure to watch a bunch of reviews before creating this one. So I decided to review the 2011 game Minecraft. For the record, I bought the Java edition of the game, so if you bought a different version, your experience may vary. Hopefully, the free coffee that comes with the Java version won't give me an unfair advantage. I created a new world based on the default settings and searched for the game's tutorial, but found none. The game rules didn't offer any help either, as I didn't understand half of them. At this point, my universal anger began to rise. Visuals. The visual design was my favorite part of the game. As the world became built around me, I immediately got lost in the stunning scenery. And by lost, I mean I didn't know where to go. It seemed that the game had already created the world, and so there was nothing left for me to do. I even encountered my first glitch. My free Java coffee didn't appear in my inventory. I noticed that everything in the game was in this sort of 3D block-like pattern, which is likely because of some kind of greater meaning that I'll discover in the end stages of the game. Turning the entire world into squares was kind of a strange choice by the developers, but then I realized that technically every game is just squares if you zoom in far enough, so this game is probably just very zoomed in. Audio. The sound design was my favorite part of the game. I don't really know what makes a good sound or a bad sound, to be perfectly honest, and so I didn't know how to rate this section. I even googled the entire list of in-game sounds and thought about rating each of them individually, and so I did. Some of them were easier to rate. Others I had to think about. If you're going to play Minecraft, I highly suggest turning on the HRTF directional audio to play the pure, full audio gameplay experience, the way the developers intended. Music. I turned it off. Although I haven't looked up much about the actual gameplay, I did take the time to download a free skin from the internet based on a cute character my little cousin really likes. And when I say little cousin, I mean he's 34 and really short. Story. The game doesn't really have a story as far as I could tell, so I wrote my own. In Minecraft, you play as a nameless, monstrous character born with nothing in the middle of a forest filled with mysteries. Some of those mysteries are so mysterious that I still haven't figured them out, such as what am I supposed to do and what the heck is going on. I wandered around the forest for a good 5 minutes before mastering the controls and deciding to get to higher ground to find civilization. Instead, I climbed a small mountain, wanted to get down, jumped for the water, and landed just short, immediately depleting most of my health. This felt like an unfair game mechanic because I had no way of knowing that falling a great distance would hurt me, having never jumped off a cliff in real life before. I had already begun making mistakes and wasn't about to do that again, so I climbed back up the mountain to get a good look around and noticed some glowing blue thingies in the distance. I had heard about diamonds being the rarest resource in Minecraft, and so assumed this must be them. But as I got closer, I realized these were just flowers made to trick me. Fair play to the developers on that one. As the day wore on, eventually night came, and I realized I had no home and nowhere to sleep, so I decided to stay up all night playing Minecraft. However, in the game, it started to get dark. I wandered around even more, hoping there would be little notes scattered around the world that would explain the lore, like Dark Souls. But this isn't like Dark Souls, this is much scarier. And after a very close fought battle, I had my first death. At this stage, the game presented me with two options in sort of a choose your own adventure scenario. I could either respawn and try again, or I could quit the game. I chose to continue playing, thinking that the other option would be closed off, but in reality, if I clicked the escape key, the option to quit was still available. It had just been moved to this secret menu. I didn't like that because it made me feel like my choices didn't matter. Combat. Once I mastered the controls, combat became quite simple. The enemy variety spanned from green things to darker green things, and everything in between, and also on the other ends. I was able to defeat everything with relative ease, although it was relative to something that was really hard. Defeating spiders were especially difficult and frightening, unlike killing one in real life, which is impossible and frightening. I did discover that if you pin the zombies next to a block, they are too stupid to climb up to get you. But it felt like an exploit, and I wasn't about to cheat to help me win the game. I decided to exploit the secret menu and quit the game. Final rating. As I completed my arduous journey into the world of Minecraft, I couldn't help but feel as if I was missing some bigger part of the game, and that was somehow someone's fault. Either way, at this stage, most video game reviewers would give a score indicating how much they enjoyed the gaming experience, and to let others know whether they recommend the game or not. Although I wanted to do the same, I didn't feel comfortable assigning a number to something that could affect people's perception, in what some would call an opinion, and so I give it a B. For the record, I would have given it an A, but now I can't stop talking like this and it's really starting to piss me off.